Hello, my name is Heather, and this is my first ever attempt at a live stream. I have no idea if I'm doing it right, but I hope some people watch it and are enjoying it so far. So, I like to talk about anti MLM content on my YouTube channel, and this is mostly about Beachbody. For some reason, I'm super fascinated about everything to do with the Beachbody compensation plan and the Beachbody recruiting methods. And I also talk about MLM coaches thrown in there as well. Hello, AF Guy Trumpet 1965. Nice to see you. Thanks for watching. And I also throw in some other very, very rarely, I throw in some other MLM companies as well. I've done an Arbonne video and a Savvy video and Monet. Oh, thank you, Gary. So let me know if my audio is okay, if it's messed up at all, and I would love to just get feedback on the technical side of the stream. Hi, G. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And today I'm really excited to talk about a quick video from Eric Worre. He's one of the MLM coaches that I like to talk about the most. And this video is called The Biggest Lie in Network Marketing. Thank you, Stock Overflow. I appreciate it. And I'm really excited to watch this. This is just going to be a quick video. And let me know what you think. Leave your comments or commentary in the comments, and I'd love to have a conversation. So I'm going to get started, and please let me know if the audio in the video is too loud or too quiet. I'll keep an eye on the comments. Okay, let's get started.
One of the biggest lies in the world is only do what you love. It's one of the biggest lies on earth. Only do what you love. Let me explain.
Thank you, G, for giving me feedback on the audio. And yeah, we are in our second bedroom and instead of just in the living room, and I did blur the background. So I hope it looks okay.
An Olympic athlete trains to compete. They can train to compete at the highest level. They love their sport, but they don't love all the training. They don't love all the preparation. They don't love all the sacrifice. But the end goal, they love that enough that they're willing to go through the pain necessary in order to be able to do what is required to get their ultimate goal.
So this is where I want to stop first. When he said Olympians love getting to the Olympics, but they don't always love the process. And I disagree with you, Eric. I was thinking of the example of the Canadian women's Olympic ice hockey team, where they train together full time. It's all they do for 6 months before the Olympics. And I think if you were to ask an Olympian hockey player what they think about the training, and they call it centralization and the centralization process, they would probably say it's miserable, but I love being with my team and I love getting better with my team because they do have the ultimate goal of getting to the gold medal game and winning the gold medal game in the Olympics. And so I think for a team sport in the Olympics, that's false. And also it might be different if you're a swimmer and you're training for the Olympics by yourself and you don't have the team around you. But I think here he's just trying to create a false equivalency between doing something that you don't really like and you don't enjoy it because it's hard, and then doing something in network marketing when you are feeling an ethical or moral issue with what your upline's telling you to do. And he's going to tell us later, just do it anyways. Just do it and you'll be fine. And I think they're not the same thing, and we'll talk more about it later. I missed a few comments. Hi, Lift Panic, and my name is Rich. Okay, I'll call you Rich from now on. So let me know what you think about his comparison between an Olympic athlete doing training that they don't like just because it's hard and MLM tasks.
Any strong person in any endeavor doesn't love every piece of it. That's where that lie got distorted. And here's what happened with a whole generation of people I'm talking multiple generations of people in the last 10 years have been infected by this lie. And the lie is, well, I'm not having fun now. So they stop because every single piece of it wasn't just a walk in the park. So they
There's a big difference between, like, say in a normal office environment, say you don't like leading the staff meetings and that frustrates you a little bit, and the difference between doing something that you don't like and doing something that you feel like is going against your moral compass. And in MLM, people are always taught to, I think Rich just said, disregard the red flags. It's not the company, you just haven't trained enough. Lift Panic says so condescending. Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's all about like pushing down the negative feelings that you have about the task that you're required to do. And you have to practice toxic positivity, like we all know, if you like to follow this kind of content. And it's making it seem like, no, you're not having a moral conundrum. You just don't like this task and you just need to lean in more. You just need to do more personal development, and then you can like the task later because it is going to get you to your ultimate goal, right? And G just said, I like how you mentioned the team aspect. Practicing for the Olympics, it's actually team building, LOL, compared to MLMs. Yeah.
stop doing the thing that will lead them to ultimate gratification, contribution and growth, purpose and meaning in the world.
So Eric thinks that being in an MLM is going to lead us to contribution and growth in the world. And I think he's insinuating that's the only way we're going to find any kind of gratification and satisfaction in our life is if we just lean into our MLM tasks and do what we're told, do what our upline says, and just push down all our negative feelings. I'll actually let it play for a sec.
Important things don't happen just as a walk in the park. There's struggle that's connected, and the struggle is okay. It's important. So I will tell you, as an introvert, inviting was hard. I had to make a decision to do it. This was not natural. It never has been and may never, ever be. But I did it anyway because I wanted to get to the other side. I did it anyway because I wanted to connect with like-minded people and work with them and grow with them and build something important with them and help them. I wanted to be able to do that. So I came up with my own tricks to get past. This sounds hard. This sounds like a lot. This sounds like it's going to be scary. This sounds like I came up with tricks. The trick for me.
So again, he's making it seem like our objection to doing our MLM tasks is just about like, oh, it's too hard. I don't want to put in the time and the effort into doing that task. When I think the true issue, I'm going to say this 1,000 times. I feel like I say this all the time on my channel. The true issue is not, it's just too hard. It's too much work. It's, I'm morally opposed to either sending hundreds of cold messages on the internet to recruit people into my team, or I'm morally opposed to developing fake friendships and relationships with people online just for the purpose of a week later sliding into their DMs and pitching them an opportunity. I'm also morally opposed to getting to the bottom of people's vulnerabilities and insecurities so then I can give them the right solution, which of course is my business. And so again, this fake equivalency, it's not that it's too hard, Eric. It's that it's against our moral ethics and our moral code. And as adults, we should have the autonomy to make that decision, establish that internal boundary, and not cross it, in my opinion. I feel like I'm getting a little bit rambly, but Rich said a contribution to the world or the worry. Yeah, good point.
Was I did it in bunches to get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. I'd send today I would send 200 text messages in one day and get it over with.
See, on the surface, that kind of advice isn't terrible, right? Like something you're worried about doing, you just sit down and you do it quickly and you quickly get it over with. I feel like that could be reasonable advice if you're sitting in an office and you have to call someone you don't want to call, just do it and get it over with quickly. But if you're having like a deep-seated issue with the tasks that your upline is telling you to do and you just do it quickly, that's not going to give you value in the long run because you're still feeling that like feeling in the pit of your stomach and you're still just pushing through the negative thoughts, you are stopping your negative thoughts and replacing them with positive thoughts. So Lift Panic says his listeners undoubtedly bust their asses daily. How can they stand hearing this crap about not wanting to work hard? Yeah, it's not that the stuff's too hard, Eric. It's not. It's a scheme. It's a fraudulent business structure in which we're required to figure out what people's vulnerabilities are, prey on those vulnerabilities, and bring them into a system where we know that they're likely to fail because chances are we're also failing because only a tiny portion of these people and these companies actually make a living wage.
Schedule every appointment for the next 2 months. Be done. Rather than just do 5 a day, kill me now. I mean, it's just like forever. I can't do it forever, but I can engage in a campaign for a season. I could put those clothes on and I could do that. I could go invite. I can get past this thing. I can get past this pain, this fear, this anxiety, this paralyzing feeling, and just say, you know what? Damn it, for a week, I'm going to do it.
In my opinion, if your anxiety is that extreme about something, you should not be forcing yourself to do it. If you have paralyzing fear about something that you don't want to do, you shouldn't be doing it. I try to push my boundaries and my comfort zone a little bit if I know it's something that's going to give me value. Like, I don't want to go to a party with a bunch of people I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyways because I feel like it would be good for me to socialize and maybe meet a new person. That's different than me having paralyzing fear standing at the doorway of that party. I think if you have paralyzing fear, in my opinion, you should not just force yourself to do it anyways because the thought should be, am I going to get value from doing this? If not, you shouldn't do it. G just said, exactly, listen to your own instincts. And it's a good thing for us to have boundaries as adults, as humans. But I think that people in MLMs, coaches like this, get upset when people have their own boundaries and establish and maintain that boundary.
I'm just doing it. I'm not doing anything else. Don't ask me to do anything else. I'm just doing that. But I'm going to invite for 7 straight days, and that's all I'm going to think about. It's all I'm going to do. Invite, 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 invite. I'm ripping that Band-Aid off. I'm not going to just do one little thing at a time. Boom, it's done. In a week, I'll do what I wouldn't have done if you would have spread it out over a year. That's how I trick.
At least he's giving us some tangible tips here, but I can just imagine if you're having paralyzing fear over inviting and you sit there for a week straight and you just invite constantly, imagine what these people's mental states, mental well-being would be like if they listen to him and they go home and just invite straight, and like that could really impact your life in other areas, right? And you could, like, your relationships with your family and your kids, your sleep, your physical health could really be messed up if you're that anxious about inviting.
Tricked it for me. That was my trick. Okay, I don't know what your trick is for you, but at some point you got to say, is your dream worth going through the pain of doing this or not? Is it worth it? All right. That's the.
If you have to be in paralyzing fear and anxiety to fulfill your dream in network marketing, that should be a red flag. And maybe we should find other professions where we don't need to be in such an unstable mental state in order to find success. And even if these people go home and invite for a week straight, chances are they're not going to find success unless they can recruit hundreds of people who also recruit hundreds of people, because we know you can't have one level in your downline. You have to have multiple levels. MLM, that's where it comes from, to actually find any level of success.
The moment that you grow up in this profession, the moment you say, okay, I'm done playing small. So here's my challenge for you. You ready for a challenge? Those of you watching this on your computers, on your laptops, on your phones, you ready for a challenge? This is only for big boys and big girls.
So condescending. Ew, it's only for big boys and big girls. That's terrible. Okay, Gary says, it sounds like he has his own front row cheering section, part of his downline. Maybe, who knows, right? And someone in a video a long time ago said something like, "Oh, do you think that maybe these coaches have plants in the audience and have people like their employees in the audience to laugh at the jokes and to make it seem like their content is funnier or more interesting than it actually is. That's an interesting point. Who knows?
Here's the challenge. Start today and do not stop until you've scheduled enough appointments for you to do 100 presentations. Do not stop. Do not stop. Do not look to the right. Do not look to the left. I don't care if those appointments take you one a day for 90 days or 100 days to be able to do 100 presentations. I don't know if you're going to schedule a plan to do 100 presentations in the next 12 months. I don't know what it's going to take for you. But I do know this. If you do that, your life will never be the same.
That's assuming that in these 100 presentations, you actually have a prospect who's interested in the structure, in the business structure, in the product, and becoming a distributor under you, and who is not aware of how harmful the MLM business structure is, has never done their own research, never came across one of the thousands and thousands of YouTube channels about the fraudulent business structure. And so just because you put yourself in front of 100 people doesn't mean any of those people are actually going to sign up. Ray Higdon likes to say that you don't find success in MLM because you don't get in front of enough people. Well, you have to get in front of the right people who don't know what MLM is and who will actually join you. So I don't agree with that.
If you do that, your life will change. And you can do it in bursts or you can do it in a long, slow drip. You decide what works for you. But here's the goal. Don't look right. Don't look left. Don't look up. Don't look down. Don't look at your results. Don't look at your check. Don't look at your downline. Don't look at your company. Don't look at nothing until those 100 presentations are done.
So that's a really good example of having your blinders on and just focusing on your task. So he's telling us, don't look at our income, don't look at our results, don't look at anything else. Just focus on your 100 presentations. And so that's a good way. Like you could be doing your 100 presentations and you're not looking at your check. So you don't know that it's not actually converting into income for you. You don't know that you are wasting so much of your valuable time and effort when you could have been with your kids. You could have been doing things that you enjoy. Lift Panic says, wow, culty. I agree. You could have been doing things with your kids. You could have been working a job where you get compensated properly and decently for your time. You could have started your own small business in that time, right? But instead, he wants you to just focus on these 100 meetings. And yeah, it could take you a month, it could take you a year to get through 100 meetings. So potentially, we could be wasting an entire year of our lives on doing these 100 meetings for no financial payout at all. And we waste our time in MLM not just financially, not just not getting any income, but also like we're missing out on precious moments with our kids, with our friends, doing like exploring different hobbies that we may enjoy. And it's just so sad that people get stuck in this really horrible, horrible cycle where people like Eric Worre are just teaching them to keep going no matter what, even if they're not making any money, because we all know that you have to stay in the system for as long as possible because that's how the company makes money. G says, yes, spend time with your kids and family, start your own business. Yeah, or like maybe you can go take a college class if with something you're interested in, or start rollerblading, or take your kids to ballet. Like there's so many other valuable things that we could be doing with our time instead of being stuck in this system. Ooh, yeah.
No distractions, no lack of focus until those 100 presentations are done.
Sorry for pausing again. What about time freedom? I thought we could work our business whenever we wanted and we could find success. Now he's saying no distractions, no lack of focus, just your 100 meetings. And so I thought we could work our business when and how we wanted. So I don't understand. Rich says, with all the specific tasks, it seems like he wants to narrow your focus so much that you can't possibly see the big picture. Wonder why. That's a very good point, because if we're just focusing on our 100 meetings, we're not yeah, we're not focusing on our income because he told us not to. We're not noticing how horribly our upline may treat us. We're not noticing maybe unethical practices that our company's participating in. We may not notice the horrendous health claims that some of our top leaders make because we're only focusing on that one task. That's a really good point. We're almost done.
Who's with me? Yeah? All right. Then that only other thing that I have to give you after you do that, teach other people. Teach them the same thing. Let them know that the fear should not be debilitating. Let them know that the gateway on the other side of the gate is not something terrible. It's something amazing. That people are good. That people are looking for opportunity. People will be grateful. And the work will be worth it. Do that. Teach that. And your legacy is assured.
Our legacy is assured. What do you mean, Eric? Ooh, sorry. So if we duplicate, because in MLM we have to duplicate our efforts, we have to have duplicatable systems. If we teach others to get over the the painful anxiety and fear that people have around inviting and teach them to set up 100 meetings as quickly as possible, and then you have to teach those people to also teach their people to do that too. And so you have to duplicate those efforts all the way down the pyramid, and then you have thousands and thousands of people who have a moral, ethical issue with inviting, either cold messaging or forming fake friendships online. And then all of these people are taught to replace their thoughts with positive thoughts, stop their negative thoughts, and just focus on the 100 meetings. And then, as Rich said, you're not going to notice the other unethical things that are going on. And Rich says duplicated failure. Yep. Angie says a legacy is ensured. Major eye roll. Yeah, there's a big narrative in this where MLMs can give you generational wealth. You can leave a legacy for your grandkids, your great grandkids. And we know like 0.0001% of people in these companies are actually going to make that kind of wealth and are actually going to be able to pass their wealth on to their family through their MLM. So that's all I have for today. I really wanted to try to live stream on my channel because my YouTube friend over at Gracious Expectations and I were wanting to do a stream on my channel, and I just wanted to make sure I kind of knew what to do and how to work StreamYard before doing it. And I hope it went okay. It seems like my audio was good and that you guys could all hear everything, and super fun that people are actually watching live. So thank you for that. Leah says, "Oh no, I just missed it. Definitely going to rewatch." Thank you, Leah. I appreciate that a lot. Rich, you're welcome for the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I think all I have to do is click end broadcast and then I'll be done. But I will do more of these in the future. And G is going to come on my channel at some point and we're going to do one together. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.